This bridge would probably take a Land Rover, except for that section just down there. G'day everyone. Welcome to the Sanford to Debra railway line, and more specifically the Samsonvale railway station. This concrete slab is all that remains of the old station. Most of the track here is now submerged underneath what is now Lake Samsonvale and the North Pine Dam. The last train to pass through here was about 75 years ago. The rail line was shut down not long after the Camp Mountain rail disaster, and the government deemed that the line was no longer feasible, mainly because of the advent of decent roads and motor cars. Lake Samsonvale was actually dammed in 1976, and most of the railway network here was just lost to time. If you look on the aerial maps, you can still see the remnants of the train line. The last time I came out here was just after the February 2022 floods, and the level of Lake Samsonvale was actually quite high. Since then, I've been checking the aerial imagery, and the latest update shows a bridge just on the southern side of the railway station that leads over to what used to be an old farmhouse. Now, this bridge would normally be submerged, but because of the level of water now, the bridge is actually exposed. So today, my goal is to go and explore this little road bridge and see what I can find around the area. The last time I was out here, I came across one of the biggest black snakes I've ever seen. So today I'm going to be walking pretty gingerly through the long grass, because I really don't want another encounter like that. It's the middle of summer. It's well over 30 degrees at 9 AM. And the noise of these insects is just mesmerising. Now, before I go too far today, this area is under land management and there is restricted access. However, I am working with the land managers, and any of my findings are going to be sent to them first before I upload anything onto the internet. So behind this long grass is all that's left of Samsonvale railway station. So the railway line headed north, and then it went south, but it didn't veer to the right as the mode track does. It actually went straight ahead into what is now a dried up portion of Lake Samsonvale. So I've managed to find where the bridge is, and it's definitely not submerged. The question I have though is, how do I walk through 6-foot grass without encountering a snake? Now, for those of you that aren't local, I'm just trying to make as much noise as I can, just to try and scare the usuals away. The big thing with snakes is that because they can't eat me, they're only likely to defensively bite me. So if I warn them that I'm coming, hopefully they'll bugger off. Unless it's a brown snake, and they're just angry. So I've managed to find a little bit of a clearer path. It's taken me quite a while because I know I'm going on about it, but it is a bit kind of like worrisome when you know that there's something which can cause you some horrible pain and possibly death if you happen to get bitten by it. So that river over there is where we want to go. Alright, so I've made my way to the edge of the creek and I've had to fall down into it, but wow, that's really impressive. Have a look at that stone retaining wall. The timber down there is the remains of the bridge, so where I'm standing is right next to the old bridge. So I need to get over there. Jesus, have a look at this long grass. This is going to be a long video, guys. Alright guys, I finally made it through some long grass. That's the northern end of the old railway bridge. This is the southern end of the railway bridge. Now, most likely this is underwater when we have any decent rainfall, but because we haven't had too much this year, by the time summer's come, we've got pretty good access to it. All right, this is the northern end of the Samsonvale Railbridge. just to the south of Samsonvale rail station. I'm pretty excited. I've never been here before, and I don't think too many people would have been here since 1976 when the lake and the dam were actually built. That's the road bridge crossing over the creek here, but I can tell you this is very, very slippery. You'll get an idea of that line of vines up there, what the water level normally is. So what do I know about this bridge? Well, for starters, I know it's been here since at least 1946, because that was when the first aerial photos were taken of the area. It was definitely exposed in 1972, and the house, which is just up there, was still standing at that time. So I'm about to trust what is in essence possibly a 100-year-old bridge. Actually, if you have a look at that, it has been resurfaced. These timbers are the original timbers, and these ones here that go diagonally across are actually the second resurfacing of it. There's an open part of the field over there, and that's where the farmhouse was. Slightly to the left-hand side would have been the barn, which is over in that tree line over there. And back this way was the driveway that goes out onto Mount Samson Road. You can actually see where they put gravel and tar on top of these diagonal beams. So I guess the big question now is, how the hell do I get out of here? So I've managed to retrace my steps back up the inlet to where the old rail bridge is. So I'm looking straight back up the train line now. Since my shoes are already wet, there's not a lot of point to me being too particular about wet socks. But you can see this is quite a well constructed retaining wall. It is all mortared in, so the top of it here is quite solid. Unfortunately, the one on that side doesn't appear to be anywhere near as structurally sound. Well, I can tell you I'm pretty excited to be out of that long grass and back onto the old railway track. I reckon the temperature today is probably into the mid-30s, and the humidity in that long grass is just insane. It's like a spa bath. But I've made my way back to the old Samsonvale rail platform. And as usual, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like and a thumbs up. Stay safe and have a great day. When you listen to those insects, it sounds like an old dial-up internet connection.